You really need to know about one of the security problems on Windows 11, but I also wanted to talk about the outrageous marketing gimmicks that NVIDIA pulls that is honestly really interesting. And any other people that are watching this that run a business or some sort of side hustle can actually learn quite a bit from what NVIDIA actually does with their GPUs. So I wanted to talk about that and a bunch of other cool stuff as normal, since I tend to run my mouth for roughly 7,000 minutes. So let's go ahead and begin this. There's not that much stuff to go over today, and it's pretty simple to go over. So the first thing that we're going to cover is NVIDIA cutting the GeForce RTX 50 prices as Europe strengthens against the US dollar, which I do not think is happening right now. This is being cut because of the RTX Super Series graphics cards that are going to end up releasing. And you know just as well as I know that NVIDIA is going to pull the exact same thing that they did with the 40 series, and they're going to end up what they're going to end up doing is they're pretty much going to stop the production of the 5070, the 5070 Ti, the 5080, actually they're going to continue making the 5090 unless they actually make a 5090 Super, the 5060, and every version of a graphics card that they release a quote unquote super version for. All of those are going to be cut, and they're going to start bringing in the Super Series cards. So the reason prices for the Super Series are going down is because they're working on the 60 series already. But overall, man, this is actually like the Super Series of 50. Man, that sounds so awkward. The 50 series of the Super Series. I mean, you tell me if that sounds awkward as well. Regardless, the Super Series of that 50 series that legitimately sounds crazy is kind of what the 50 series of cards should have been. That was a lot of series all at one moment there. So let's go ahead and come over here. This really quickly is just a update in regards to a handheld with the Ryzen AI Max Plus 395. This is without a single doubt in my mind, this is going to be the most powerful handheld on the market. This is going to be absolutely bonkers. These mini PCs are capable of playing games at 4K. Hear me out here. I said capable of playing games at 4K. Like, games legitimately run good at 1440p. If you get into the 4K territory, you're still hovering in that 30 to 60 frames per second range, which, again, settings, we're talking about PC games here, which that is absolutely crazy, dude. Okay, now do keep in mind this thing is going to cost $1,500, a little over $1,500. So that is I'm pretty sure it's $1,500 at least. So 1,600. Wait. Yeah, so $1,670 USD. So it's going to be a little bit over $1,500. And if I'm to be completely honest, if you did end up going this route, I do honestly think that you should just get a laptop with this processor in it, because they're pretty much the exact same price, and it's basically the exact same thing. The only difference is that this right here isn't going to have a 4K display. I'm probably eating my own words right there, right? I'm guessing that this comes with a 1440p display or some sort of 1080p display. I'm guessing 1440p. That it wouldn't make sense for this thing to have that kind of a processor in it and make it 1080p. But regardless, I'm saying that because laptops they give you the keyboard, they give you the 4K display, and then they also give you the ability to have a mouse, I guess, as well. But either way, I would get a laptop if you did end up getting this, but it's just the Radeon 8060S integrated graphics. It really is crazy what that thing is capable of. However, Intel is going to be releasing theirs pretty soon here. So next up is the security problem. This is Windows 11's latest security update, reportedly causing several SSD failures when writing a quote unquote large number of files at once. Now, this may not sound like a big problem to a lot of people, but anybody else that's watching this that may be running some sort of either a business or is a content creator like myself, and might when I upgrade my computer, I pretty much just take an SSD, bring it over to my computer, and then I transfer all of like my important files. So what I end up doing is I have this little, I literally have it right now. I have a little 4 terabyte external Samsung SSD that I put like a folder on it. So what I end up doing is I put a folder. It's like desktop stuff. It's just literally what I name it. And then I put all my video recordings in there. I put all like my YouTube templates. I put all my OBS templates. I put all like everything on that. And then I transfer it over to that new computer. So while this may not sound like a big problem, dude, when you're upgrading a computer, like right at, so this isn't going to be an issue for people that are like buying some like turd bucket thick watt SSD and putting it in their computer and expecting it to like just run well. All right. So if you're only paying like 50 bucks, maybe $100 for an SSD, you're not going to run into this problem. But right now, at least for people like me that are buying like the Gen 5 SSDs, like we're talking like $400 right now, like over $400 just for a single SSD. And if you're writing things over to that and your SSD fails, that's, you know, that is a problem. So just keep that in mind. If you're writing huge files, just wait for the update. I'm pretty sure I have a little mini PC over there that was not up. I turned it into a little emulation console, but I have a little mini PC over there that I was trying to update. And for some reason, a bunch of mini PCs aren't able to update to this. And I'm not really sure why that is. I'm not really sure. So this right here is actually the marketing thing. And while this does sound like common sense, when you really think about it, dude, like this is such a good marketing tactic, okay? Not because you get the free game, but listen, like if you have a choice, like regardless what it is, okay? Let's just throw even numbers out there. I'm not saying that this is what the prices of everything is. Let's say $1,000 RTX 5080, $1,000 9090. Let's say AMD had their whatever, a high-end graphics card like the 9090 XT or something. Another $1,000 graphics card. Let's say Intel had another $1,000 graphics card. And let's say they're all pretty much the exact same. So they're all $1,000, but NVIDIA has Borderlands included with it. Which graphics card out of those three that all perform the exact same, which one are you going to take? Now, think about all the benefits NVIDIA has. Think about the application updates, which they actually just barely update. I'm pretty sure okay, so we're actually going to be we're going to be covering this. NVIDIA just barely updated their application. Or another example here would be Intel CPUs and AMD CPUs. Like AMD does this all the time, and they have done this for a very long time. I'm not really sure why they don't do this. I mean, just so I get they do it with their graphics cards as well, but there's no denying that they have done this with their CPUs really well over the years. And how they have done it with the CPUs, they've actually made it work. Like they've actually had big name games like Starfield. Regardless whether or not you like that game, you get my point. Like a lot of the console games that came over to PC, like AMD has done this with their CPUs for a very long time. Man, I got dry mouth super bad today. Your boy turned his AC off and I'm dying right now. So like it's crazy to think about that, how something so simple, like so the reason I'm talking about this is for other like people that are actually running a business and stuff like that. And I do want to clear this up, why I stopped building computers for people on YouTube and stuff. So the reason I literally deleted all those, depending on which channel you're watching this on. If you're watching this on the Dan Does PC channel, I deleted all of my PC builds. Now they're only on my Dan Does Chats channel. So my Dan Does Chats channel has all of my PC builds. The Dan Does PC channel is pretty much just going to be PC gaming and hardware news. And then so basically what I'm going to start doing is my Dan Does Chats channel, I'm going to take my camera and I'm going to just chill and build the entire full-blown 1 hour computer, just hanging out and chilling them. My Dan Does PC channel is going to be more professional because look, I'm super thankful and grateful for every channel that I have. Okay. So I'm not saying that one channel is better than the other or one channel is worse than the other, but my Dan Does Chats channel, that I literally just barely had my 11th birthday, quote unquote, for that channel. It was the very first channel that I started. And because of that, I've gone from so many different types of videos that the channel is pretty much dead. The only reason that I continue to upload on that channel is because of the sentimental value that it has to me of it. When I don't think people understand when I say that channel literally saved my life, I mean that in a literal factual manner. Like that channel quite literally saved my life. If it was not for that channel, I would not be here making this video right now. And that sounds like an exaggeration, but it is not. I'm not going to get into my life story, but I came from a very, 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 very dark place. And YouTube is what gave me this sense of purpose as somebody that was pretty much alone and bullied throughout their entire life, living in psych wards, living in residential centers, getting arrested pretty much every single month. I don't have it anymore. I got my record expunged, I guess is what you can name it, because they put me in this thing. It's called mental health court. And pretty much what you do, it's for people that are disabled and they're dealing with mental health problem, which I was. So regardless, I'm not going to go down that thing. Man, that was such a long little rabbit hole for freaking marketing. But either way, that's what I'm going to start doing is I don't remember why I was talking about that. So PC business, I'm guessing I was going to use some sort of an example for a PC business or something like that. So basically what you could do is like somebody like me, as an example, that really likes the older retro video games, some of the emulation stuff. Do not put games on your computer, okay? Just, we need to make this abundantly clear. You will get arrested for that. But what you could do is you could set up like RetroArch, you could set up Launchbox, you could set up Retrobat, you could set up Emulic, you could set up these programs that are like ready to go free of charge for people, because pretty much what you're doing is you're getting a full-blown computer, and then you're just adding something that is you do it once and then it's set for life. Or an example is like I really want to make a video on this, dude. I genuinely want to make a video on the only way I can think to call this is it's the shitification of YouTube. You have AI making a fucking course for people to buy. So we have AI creating a fake course sold for $5,000. You have creators, first 2 minutes is a sponsor, followed by an ad placed right after. Then it's a bunch of AI generated scripts of people just reading something to you. Then we have freaking AI avatars. We have 11 Labs that's just creating a freaking voiceover of fake created, dude. The shitification, you could also call it the fakeification on YouTube. Look, man, people can hate on the way that I make my videos all they want. They can say it's super simple. They can say it's way too ADHD. They can say whatever they want. It really depends on the channel that you're watching it on, okay? But dude, I'm a real person. I'm not going to fake my content. And just so we're clear, I'm not talking about faking, like, let me lie to your face right now. I call that just common sense. When somebody is like fibbing to you, like, oh, how to make $1,000 in 1 hour sitting on your ass filling out surveys or something. Like, I'm not talking about fake creators like that. I'm talking about fake creators that they're literally just making videos to earn money. They're not making videos to like just hang out with people and talk about stuff. When you read the description of my videos where I say I am your online goofy friend just sharing things that he finds interesting and having a conversation with people, that is what I'm doing. I'm not trying to make a video aimed at the algorithm on YouTube. We got way so far off topic here. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next thing. It's just the marketing. It really is. It's crazy how such a simple thing of a video game can make such a big difference on what somebody chooses to buy. Because when those similar quote unquote products are all like there beside one another, and you're having to choose between one of them, and one of them has a game, it's just like, oh, I'm definitely gonna get, hello, I literally get a game. Like, why would I not buy this one? It's just crazy how something so simple can have such a big problem. So actually, I knew I would remember it. Okay, so let's actually go over this here, because I will remember this. Actually, how many times am I going to say that in 2 seconds? So what I was talking, the reason I stopped selling computers through YouTube is because it was eating up all my time and I was not enjoying it because of that. Look, man, I started and ran that business the way that I did to give back to the community. I was building computers free of charge for people. I was not charging anybody anything. And while people can go ahead and hate on me saying that I was overpaying for crap on Amazon, you can go ahead and do that. I know that you feel as though you're owed everything and you deserve everything and you expect me to build computers for you for absolutely nothing, and you just don't care about me making my living. That's great for you that you're a piece of shit. So I understand that I probably overpaid $100, maybe $200 for a full-blown computer build since I was building very high-end computers. I don't build cheap computers. It is an utter waste of time for me. I don't make much money off of those. And, well, you just barely said you weren't charging people anything. So let me clear this up and explain how I was able to make this money. And because I know like 90% of you haven't seen the videos of me actually explaining how I make money with the businesses and stuff. So here you go. Here's for anybody that's wanting to start a PC side hustle. Here's how you can make an extra 5 figures every month in profit, not freaking revenue. Okay. So here you go. Amazon has 2 credit cards, 5% cash back. If you do not leave a balance on those credit cards, that is pure profit. 2, Amazon has an Amazon influencer program where all 10 of these parts inside of the computer that you build, which I record for YouTube, you can make content on for the actual product page on Amazon. Amazon has millions and millions and millions and millions of people going to that website, okay? I will come back to this. We need to continue down this path before it actually makes sense to you. Amazon also has an affiliate program. Again, I record these builds, which is literally what I do with YouTube. So it has my affiliate links on YouTube. Anytime somebody clicks one of my links to go to build the computer with me or purchase something, that is an affiliate link. You do not pay anything extra. It is just a way for Amazon to give back to me for helping market and sending people over to Amazon to buy stuff. So Amazon gives me money for helping market their products and getting people to buy stuff off of Amazon. You do not pay anything extra for clicking a link and going over to there and buying something from Amazon. And then the third part is brand deals. So let me explain all of this stuff. So the 5% cash back, that doesn't sound like a lot, dude. But when you're building like 3, 4, maybe 5 computers every single week, and they're all like $4,000 or $5,000 computers, that adds up very quickly. That's like $1,500 in pure profit for doing absolutely nothing other than buying the parts for those computers. Again, don't leave a balance on your credit card. I call this common sense. You're an utter idiot if you actually listen to the online gurus saying, oh, there's good debt. Fuck, dude, there's no good debt. I don't care what anybody says. Even a loan out on your house is moronic, okay? That is not good. Oh, my house is going to increase. And oh, well, you go ahead and think that. And then 20 years down the road, when you're only profiting like 50 grand on your house after 20 years of hell fixing everything, if that's worth it to you, 20 years, 50 grand, good for you, dude. 50 grand is chump change right now. That's like what, a year's worth of rent at this point? That's overkill, but you get my point. Rent and groceries for a year, 50 grand right there, dude. All right, it's not worth it. There's no such thing as good debt. So you get my point. That's like $1,500 in pure profit every single week. Then you have the influencer program, okay? If you literally you don't need a camera like I do. You can literally take your phone, prop it, record yourself building the computer. And I'm saying this for a reason, dude, because this is what makes you the money, okay? Everybody's lazy. How many creators do you know actually build a full-blown computer, okay? And I'm saying this I know a lot of people. Now, compare how many people build the entire computer in comparison to unboxing something. Just a stupid, pathetic unboxing. Here, let me unbox the item for you. I will never understand how people like Unbox Therapy. I will never understand how people like him have taken off. We'll never understand it, okay? I think that is the most stupid, boring thing in the entire world. Oh, hey, let me watch somebody open up a box. Genius. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way and we got that, so the reason I'm saying this is because when I build a computer and I make a video for these products that are PC parts and people are on Amazon and they have a choice so Amazon has carousels. There's like between 5 and 10 videos on the carousels on Amazon. And when these people have a choice, let me watch this unboxing or this unboxing, or actually maybe this unboxing. This one looks a little bit more in-depth of unboxing and showing the item. Or hey, look at this unboxing. It's literally already unboxed before the video even starts. Oh, hey, this guy's actually building a computer with it. Which video do you think they're going to watch? So when you actually make a useful, helpful piece of content for people, dude, that are on Amazon about ready to buy something, nobody cares about your unboxing, okay? They want to see the actual product in use. And when you're building these higher end computers and you're using these higher end parts, most people aren't willing to risk that kind of money to build a $4,000 computer with that item. So because I'm building that $4,000 computer with that item, people on Amazon choose to watch my video for that product. Okay. And when that happens, I earn a commission anytime somebody buy. It's kind of like affiliate marketing, but your conversion rate is so much higher because the people are literally on Amazon about to literally buy the product right now, and your video is right there. Okay. And then Amazon has these different tiers for influencers on this website. And this is going to take you a while, okay? I'm guessing it'll probably take you like maybe 2 or 3 months, okay? But so they have it's kind of like how change, where it's like they got the penny, nickel, dime, quarter, half dollar, dollar, you know what I mean? Like they have these like different tiers that are worth more. I don't remember how it's like bronze, silver, golds, diamond, and I'm at like the highest tier because of what I do. And when that happens, your Amazon influencer account gets I'm guessing it's like in this like funnel of businesses on Amazon selling stuff. So when that happens, the companies that are selling stuff on Amazon start emailing you, and you're going to get flooded with a bunch of freaking cheap Amazon. Oh, I'll give you a free product that you can do absolutely nothing with if you make a video. Like you're going to get like tons of those emails every single day, which dude, it really does break my heart when I was talking about fake creators, man. I wish people could understand like how many like sponsors and brand deals I just ignore. Like when's the last time I don't so the only like sponsored content and brand deals that I've ever taken was from Be Quiet, and I mean I've been doing this for 11 years, so I'm probably lying, but most recently Be Quiet. That's it. Gigabyte as well. So Be Quiet, Gigabyte. Regardless, I'm saying this, dude, is because I don't ever take, and when I do take a sponsor, it's the entire video. Okay. It's like, it's the entire video. And those sponsored videos where people ask me to create content for them. So let me explain why I'm talking about this, because the companies on Amazon, keep in mind, I run a PC business, and that's the sponsor. I am the sponsor. My business, the creator, Dan, the brand, Dan does PC, Dan does chats, Dan does talk, Dan does this, Dan does that, Dan does nostalgia, Dan does like all 5 of my channels. Dan does. I am the brand. Okay. It's called personal branding. But anyways, the reason I'm talking about that is because I build computers. That is extremely valuable to those companies that are selling PC parts on Amazon. That's so valuable to them because of everybody doing those pathetic, stupid, useless unboxings. Okay? That's very valuable to them. So what happens is these brands on Amazon start sending you crap. Profit for me, $0 spent on the literal stuff I need for the PC builds. It's like, so just like this, I have like 3 cases down there that I need to create content on for the Amazon page. So the reason I'm explaining this, dude, is because $4,000 computer, like $3,000 worth of this computer, I didn't buy anything for, because the Amazon seller, they're sending it to me. So like can you see how powerful this could be? So like you start off by just using that credit card that's 5% cash back, that's literally pure profit. Obviously, you're gonna need to save up like $2,000-$3,000, dude. And look, I never want to, I'm not even going to go down the money rabbit hole because we're already 30 minutes into this. So the reason I'm saying that, I don't know why I went down that. That's such a long little ramble right there. Let's continue back to the video. That would need to be a dedicated video, like how I actually run my PC business and how I was able to build those computers for people free of charge and not charge them anything other than shipping. I didn't ship the computers to people for free, so people had to pay for the shipping. But I mean, in America, at least from like New Hampshire all the way to California, like I've shipped a couple of computers all the way to Hollywood, which is in LA. Okay, so that's literally across the entire country. I live all the way up in northeastern, like up by Maine, Vermont, Massachusetts, New York. If you don't know where New Hampshire is, I don't know how old you are. And then all the way to California. That's literally all the way across the country. That's like, it's like $150 to ship like a 50,000 or a 50,000 pound, a 50-pound computer. So it's not like it's that much. So yeah, dude, that's how I was able to do that. Hopefully that was a value. Dude, most people, again, fake creators. I didn't have to script that. I didn't have to go, oh, hey, AI, how can I make money building computers? And let me read it to you. Oh, hey, thanks, AI. Now make me a course and let me sell it to people for $5,000. I literally just gave it to you for nothing just because. And everybody is going to go down in the, oh my God, this fucking guy can't stay on topic. Oh, he just doesn't know how to shut up. I just saved you $5,000, bro. So let's continue here now. So this right here, the NVIDIA Blackwell architecture comes to the GeForce Now. So this is going to be 5080 quality, dude. This is absolutely crazy that we're at a point where streaming is going to allow you to play games with 5080 class GPUs in the cloud. You can't tell me that's not crazy, dude. I think that that's super sick. Super duper sick. But yeah, man. I think that's pretty cool. It's really all I need to say. I mean, unless you just really like desperately want to know what a 5080 class card actually is capable of, it just means that your game is going to like not run like crap. So so the NVIDIA, let's move on. It really is. I know this article is extremely long, but I'm not going to get into the technical details of how NVIDIA is able to allow people to play games at whatever 5080, 4K, whatever, just through streaming. NVIDIA app update adds global DLSS override, bringing smooth motion to RTX 40 series graphics cards. Which, I mean, I really don't want to talk about AI because I know it's such a big debate. I'm just going to go ahead and toss my opinion out there. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for saying this, but listen, man, as somebody that's in this space of just finding things interesting and wanting to talk about it, if AI makes the experience playing games better, I don't really understand like what the big deal is with that. Look, I'm not saying there's no delay. I'm not saying that you cannot tell that AI is like doing stuff to your video game, because yes, you can tell there's a delay. If your game's like running at 60 frames per second, you enable that. Now your game's running at 120. You can kind of tell that delay. But for people that are using this that already have a good computer, like if you have a decent computer, man, and the game that you're playing is running at like 120 frames per second, you enable DLSS and now your game's running at like 240 frames per second. You can't really tell that because your game was already running at 120 frames per second. You really can only start to tell that like that delay or that feeling of delay when your computer is a potato and you make it not potato, because your game's literally running at 30 frames per second and you're trying to increase it to 100 frames per second. So you're basically playing your game while your character bobbles everywhere, but you're seeing over 100 frames per second. Like that's where you can start to tell that there's something going on. But like right now, like Google has this new like image to game creator where you just like, you literally plop a photo in and then you can like, it's not a game per se, but like you could start moving around in the photo. Like they've had the little platformer one for a couple of years now where you could like take like a photo of like Mario as an example. You could put it in the Google's, I'm having Google Genie. I think that's what it's called. I'm having a brain fart moment, but Google Genie. You can put it in it and it like turns it into this like little platforming Mario game, which I think is really cool. But it just got an update where now you can do it in 3D world. So you could take a photo of Battlefield and you could put it there and you can start like moving around the world. You can, I'm not sure if you would be able to like shoot the gun or whatnot, but regardless, it's really cool where gaming is going. And like with NVIDIA having that like AI NPC type thing where like every character that you go to is going to be different. Like they give you different quests, they give you different this, they give you different that. I think that's cool as well. You know what I mean? So I just don't really, personally, man, I just don't really care whether or not it's AI. As long as the game is more fun, it's really all I care about. You know what I mean? It's kind of like retro games in RetroArch. Like they have their SNES 9X or not SNES 9X. What's the other? BSNES HD. It's like a BSNES HD beta emulator. And basically what it does is it takes the 4:3 Super Nintendo game and it puts it to 16:9 aspect ratio. And I'm not talking about stretching. Like I'm not talking about it takes the game and stretches it to a 16:9 monitor. It basically takes the 4:3 or whatever, the square aspect ratio, whatever those were for the Super Nintendo and Genesis, and then AI, it like reads the game files and it like generates like two sides of the actual game. The only downside to this is one, it doesn't work with it. It works with every game, but it doesn't work perfectly with every game. Like sometimes it doesn't read the world properly and it gets all miscombobulated on the sides. And then the second part is no enemies are there. So while it does give you a more immersive experience, I guess is the only way that I can think to say it. It is kind of hard to play games with it because there's these two parts, but the enemies are only like showing where the original game is. So like you're running through it and you're looking at the entire screen, but enemies are like popping up in the middle of the screen. So it's kind of hard to play games, like at least fast-paced game. Like if you're just playing RPG games, perfect. Like Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy, Zelda, games like that, it works perfectly fine on because it doesn't have whatever enemies popping up in the middle of the screen. But stuff like it's just cool. It's stuff like that, man, that I'm excited for AI, and I just don't really, I just don't understand why people are complaining about it. And listen, I'm gonna go ahead and say something extremely. I'm actually not gonna say because we went down the money rabbit hole. I was gonna say how people complaining about AI replacing jobs. AI replacing jobs has a lot more to do with political stuff than people are aware of. I'm guessing, at least based off of what I see people do. So let's move on so I don't go down that rabbit hole. Intel offered Battlefield 6 for free with Core 13, 14, and 200 CPUs with Arc Alchemist Battle Mage GPUs as well. So again, marketing thing that I say with Borderlands 4. This is what I'm saying, dude. Like, think about this. Just like we're talking Intel right now. We're talking like a company that's getting a lot of hate right now. This right here, I guarantee you this will increase their sales. I want to say tenfold, but it's going to increase them way more than that because it's Battlefield 6. AMD is not doing this. So when people are browsing Amazon and they see Battlefield 6 right alongside an Intel CPU with the AMD CPU just being the CPU below it, regardless of whether or not it's a 285K or 265K or 14700K or 13700K, and then right below it is a 7800X3D or a 9800X3D, which is all pretty much the same price. People will absolutely choose the Intel CPU because it includes Battlefield 6, regardless of whether or not it's a good value. So I just think that's cool. But what I'm confused, so I don't, it's so crazy how misleading the media can actually be. Because I remember, I mean, it's been a couple weeks now, but I saw a couple of websites like talking about how Battlefield 6 was going to be free. Like it was going to be a literal free to play game. I'm actually, hang on. What is Battlefield 6 free to play? Battlefield 6, while having an open beta available for free, is not a free-to-play game. So if you fell into that trap of Battlefield 6 being free, yeah, it's not going to be free to play, unfortunately. I hate to break the news to you. But either way, man, here's all, like, it literally includes every not ancient Intel CPU. I mean, if you still have 12700K was an incredible CPU, not saying it's bad. 12,000 series was a great lineup of CPUs, but unfortunately, we're 3 generations down the road. So, I mean, you're kind of out of luck, but I'm guessing anybody watching a news hardware video, PC gaming hardware, 30 minutes into it after I just rambled my mouth about making money building computers for 20 minutes on top of everything else that I said, I'm guessing that you upgrade your CPU more than once every 5 years. So, so let's continue. AMD is going to be disclosing roadmaps in mid-November, the future of quote-unquote Zen 6, RDNA, CDNA, and UDNA expected at this announcement. I'm just going to be real here. This is just me being honest, dude. I don't know what any of the, hold up. So I know what Zen 6 is, and I know what RDNA is. I know what those two things are. I don't know what CDNA is, and I do not know what UDNA is. And the reason I'm sharing this is so that we can both find out together, because I'm guessing if I'm not aware of what these two things are, there's going to be other people that are unaware of what these two things are as well. So for those of you that are unaware of what Zen 6 is, this is their new CPUs. Zen 7 is going to be coming out pretty soon here. And then RDNA is just the graphics. That's what their graphics are. They're integrated graphics. And I don't know if this is like factual, but I'm guessing RDNA is graphics cards as well. I know it's Radeon RX, but would RDNA actually be considered like a dedicated graphics card from AMD? I don't think so. So AMD is never disclosed. So EPYC processor codenamed Verano. A Verano. It's a pizza. It's a Verano pizza. Yo, you can't tell me that wasn't actually pretty. I never even attempted an Italian voice. A Verano. It's a Verano pizza. It's a perfect. You can't tell me that's not pretty good, bro. So to expect it. So fat as well. Verano's Zen. Oh my goodness, we're already talking about Zen. We're like 5 years down the road here. So one of the AI HPs. So okay? So CDNA. What is CDNA? I'm gonna Google it. What is CDNA? Well, I'm gonna have to apparent. What is AMD CDNA? AMD CDNA, a GPU microarchitecture designed by AMD specifically for high performance computing in data centers, particularly with the AMD Instinct line accelerators. Okay, so that's what CDNA is. What is UDNA? Because I don't feel like reading that friggin' article. That's not even going to give me the answer. AMD's UDNA, short for Unified DNA. Oh my God, scientific nerd. I'm definitely reading this. Okay, dude, universe is so sick. Dude, I've been really big on exploring consciousness lately, and the reason I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. So I really am. I've been really big on self-improvement, like, because I fell into a really big trap with the money that I was making with my business, dude. I spent a lot of money on cars. I did a lot of really stupid things, and it put me into a really bad place. And I don't want anybody to think, because I don't want to go down that route. So regardless, I'm not going to talk about that. So I'm going to leave you hanging on that. I'm going to blue ball you. So short unified DNA. UDNA is the next generation GPU architecture that aims to unify AMD's gaming RDNA and data center CDNA architectures into a single platform. This unified approach is designed to improve flexibility, efficiency, and performance across various workloads, potentially leading to more powerful and versatile GPUs. So basically what this is, it's kind of like I don't want to say AI, but I mean, let's be real. Everything is AI at this point. And technically it could be AI, but performant. So UDNA combines the strengths of everything. So specifically a 20% increase in raster performance. It's going to be used in consoles. Significant. That's pretty cool. You can't tell me that's not cool. So So that's what the other things are that I wasn't aware of. So this right here is a nasty, mysterious Windows update bug, really bricking these SSDs. It's just more info on the security thing that I didn't realize I had two open for. So I'm not even going to talk about that. I'm just an idiot and didn't realize my brain isn't capable of remembering more than 1, Article 2, 3, Article 4, Article 5, Article 6. So it's not capable of remembering past 6 articles. So unfortunately, I opened 2 of the exact same topic because I'm just stupid. So this right here, oh my God, did I actually do it again? I did. So man, I opened multiple things of the same thing. So I'm just an idiot. Well, I'm going to go ahead and close out that as well. That's going to bring us to the end of the video. 40 minutes, 20 minutes of it was me rambling about PC business. I'm going to attempt to, actually, you know what? Don't really care. I'm literally just simplifying my video. I don't care if your dopamine levels aren't where they're supposed to be and you feel the need to dip and go watch a Fortnite gameplay, you go ahead and do that. It's going to bring us to the end of the video, man. Let me know what you guys think about all this stuff. And also let me know what you think about the new format of content. I'm really just trying to simplify stuff. I know that because look, man, I'm always trying to improve my content. Okay. Just so we're clear, everything here is done. If you don't want to watch me, whatever. You can go ahead and dip and watch your Fortnite gameplay. What I do, man, is I'm always trying to improve. Okay. And there are times where I get very confused of what I should do because I do care about people that watch my content. I read the comments. If you watch any of my videos, there is not one single comment that does not have a response. My PC channel, my chats channel, my nostalgia channel, my talks channel, my diary channel, all of them. There's not one single comment that has not at least had a heart from me. I reply to everybody. I read every single comment, okay? Community and people making me feel like someone, giving me a purpose to exist on this planet because I don't really have friends locally, man. Like, I just don't like people. Just going to throw it. I just don't like people, all right? I've been burnt way too many times. So yeah, I read my comments and I'm always trying to improve and they're all saying that, dude, your videos are way too like dopamine. They're way too, they're like you're swapping like, so pretty much what was happening is I was swapping from one scene to a camera to going from news to gameplay, from gameplay to news to camera to this to that. And everyone like, bro, like you got to chill with the scene overlay. And the reason I'm making this change is because I watch YouTube channels the exact same way. And it made a lot of sense to me because when a creator that I watch switches up their content, which unfortunately is what I'm doing right now, but it's not like what I've been doing is just completely different. It's one of the scenes that I was already using. I'm not like swapping to something completely different, then swapping to this and swapping to that. So pretty much what I'm doing right now is I'm keeping one scene with whatever's in that scene throughout the entire video so that when people are just watching it, that is what they're seeing and it's not swapping to something else. Because when I watch creators, I'm the same, just like using gaming as an example. Like if I watch, I haven't watched him in so many, I don't even know if he's still making YouTube videos. The Irish guy there, the really funny Irish guy, what's his name? He's a huge channel. Whatever. It's an Irish guy. I forget the name of. I forget it. Freaking name. That's gonna annoy the crap out of me. It's not PewDiePie. But he has collabed with PewDiePie. Freaking A, man. What the heck? Well, regardless, say somebody's playing Super Mario Maker because it's literally one of my favorite games of all time. So if somebody's playing Super Mario Maker, but then they go to play Battlefield, I'm not going to watch the Battlefield one. Or if they're making a video and it's just a talking head video, but then they go from talking head to gameplay, or they go from gameplay to talking head, or they go from gameplay to showing the screen, or showing the screen to gameplay. Like it's changing, and it kills that like it kills that. Like you could imagine playing a video game. You're like scrolling through like this like Doom. You're scrolling through Doom. You're in this demonic bullet hell video game. Oh my god! And then it just turns into Mario. This like really charming platformer. Yeah. Could you imagine that just like randomly happening? So yeah, man, that's the reason. Let me know what you think about the new format of it just being simplified. And again, the reason I'm doing this is because of AI, and I'm taking the feedback from people because what I've read in the comments, I can actually like apply to myself and it makes sense to myself. So I'm going to take that feedback and attempt it. But I'm just being real with you, man. The dopamine levels of people in 2025 is like this, and it should be like this. Okay. People are becoming very impulsive, energetic, and having an attention span that's less than a freaking squirrel, man. Okay. So if like everything just starts tanking, this is what I do for a living, okay? If my views, comments, engagement, and everything goes down, I'm not going to just like continue to please the 1%, all right? This is what I do, man. I don't take sponsors. I don't do any of this. I make my income from YouTube, from the affiliate program linked to YouTube, the PC business, which I no longer build stuff for people on YouTube. It was just eating up way too much of my time, dude. You could imagine, just think about this. Why would you build the computer if I am going to build it for you for free? If I am going to buy every single part with my own money, you don't pay me anything. Like it's just everything. The entire way I ran this business was specifically aimed at it, at the customer, the buyer, and making it an offer so good that it was impossible to say no to. I literally did this, dude. That was the goal, is making an offer so good it's impossible to say no to. And for everybody that thinks that sounds familiar, yes, I got that from Alex Hermosi. All right. So yeah, dude. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this. I literally ended it like 10 minutes ago, so everybody probably dipped anyway. So catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Dude.